afraid there's really very shocking news. What? It's Brian Kendall. Yesterday he was killed in a hit-and-run accident. What? He was over here with me just a few hours before it happened. Oh, I can't believe it.
But he was such a nice kid.
Oh, Brad, you remember how down Paul was when we saw him at the hotel when he was getting his divorce?
Poor guy, he didn't even know what he was coming back to.
God, she must be out of her mind with grief. Oh, and Tony, everyone is so upset.
Well, Jenny, the honeymoon's over. I mean, this is the real world that you wanted to get back to so much.
Oh, I just don't understand it.
But I'm going to leave. I'm going to go over to the health club. All right, I'll see you later. And take care.
So how are things with you and Brad? You seem very happy. Everything's working out okay.
Well, Marco, this is a surprise? Yeah, shouldn't be. I pop up everywhere sooner or later.
Just like you, Richard. Hello. I'm Ina Hopkins.
Hi, I'm Mr. Marcus Aurelius Dane, ma'am. Good to meet you.
Thank you. Would you kids like some tea or anything?
Oh, no. I'm really very interested in seeing your boarding house. I've heard a lot about it.
I'm afraid there's not much to see.
Oh, no, Becky says it's the hottest place in town. I'd really like to see it.
Oh. Well, come with me. I'll go with you.
Becky, wait a minute. I want to talk to you.
Okay. Y'all go on. What do you want, Richard?
Well, I've been What the hell are you doing with Marco Dane?
To Live will continue in a moment.
What I'm doing with Marco ain't none of your business, Richard.
Yeah, that's what you said about Clint Buckley when I asked you about him. We both know how that turned out, huh?
Marco ain't nothing like Clint Buckley. Just don't like to see me with any other man.
Oh,
that's your problem.
That's true.
How well do you know Marco?
Not very.
Well, that's what I thought. You don't know him at all.
Yeah, well, he hasn't got a very sterling reputation.
So what? Lots of people got stuff they have to live down. Things they did in their past they ain't proud of. Don't make them bad people.
Yeah, so why are you bothering with Marco Dane?
Because he's been real nice to me.
Well, so have I. A lot of good it's done me.
Well, Marco's a real big fan of mine. He comes to the Blue Ridge Club all the time to hear me sing. And he spent a lot of time in the mountains back in my part of the country.
He told you that?
We was talking about it the other day.
Marco wouldn't know a ridge from a peak.
Well, it's been real nice talking to you, Richard. Just like it always is when you come around trying to run my life for me.
Wait a minute. That's not what I came over here to talk to you about. Something happened this afternoon that could be very important to you.
I ain't interested.
Well, it has to do with your career.
My career? What is it?
Well, I was working on a story, a feature, about a new record company in town, Marathon Records.
I've heard of them.
Yeah, well, they're growing by leaps and bounds, one hit record after the other, and I was talking to the president. I mentioned you, how good you were.
What did he say?
He said they're always looking for new talent. He'd like you to come over and do a demo record.
Me, a demo? Oh, Richard, thank you. Well, I mean, thank you very much. It's wonderful.
Hey, I like the way you thanked me the first time better, Becky. Not after gratitude. It's your trust I want.
I do trust you, Richard.
Not pretend trust, Becky. Not surface trust. Real trust. The kind of trust that will enable you to let me know the real Rebecca Lee Hunt.
Can't you eat anything, Paul?
I guess not. I tried a few bites, but it's just not sitting very well.
You've hardly said a word since we finished talking about what's been going on with the magazine.
I'm sorry.
There's no need to apologize. I completely understand where your thoughts are.
Well, right now, I just can't imagine my thoughts ever being anyplace else. Tell you the truth, Edwina, I've only heard half of what you said earlier.
I was aware of that at the time, but you had asked, so I'd like to ask one thing, because I feel that there's this drama going on all around me, but I don't understand it.
What's that?
Well, you're sitting here with me, and from what I hear, Pat's at the Rileys, and Tony Lord is sitting over at the bar with his lawyer. So what's everybody doing? Who broke up with whom? Did you get your divorce, or didn't you?
I'm afraid they're all irrelevant questions, Edwina. The answers to them really don't matter to us anymore. It's funny, what seemed so important just a couple of days ago doesn't seem important at all since Brian's gone. I keep wondering what it would have been if he had grown up. He had such enormous potential. He was so bright and quick and personable. I don't know what he would have been, but I know he would have been damn good at it. Would have been a fine man, too. And he was sensitive and loving. I think he would have kept those qualities as he grew older. But of course now he's not going to grow older, is he? You know, there's one question that keeps coming into my mind over and over again. Is how could this happen twice?
Twice?
Well, I mean, I know about fate and its unpredictability and, you know, stuff like that. And well, I was separated from Brian for 3 years. And I was in the underground, and then I came back. And now I've lost him again. Forever. In just a few months. I mean, how does something like that happen? And what does it mean? I'm sorry. For a moment there, I was really expecting an answer.
Paul, I don't know what to say to console you. Is there a possibility that perhaps Pat and you can get back together and have another child?
I don't know. I don't even know if it's what I want. Right now, I just want the impossible. I want Brian to walk in that door.
As usual, Richard, we've got a problem with communication. I tell you I trust you, and you say I don't. Truth is that I do as much as I can.
That's not enough, Becky.
But there is no more. Don't you understand, Richard? I've given you everything I can give you. I don't think I'll ever understand you people. I mean, a person has to give their soul away or he's holding something back.
Becky, it's not your soul I want.
Well, that's the way it sounds to me. I don't think I'll ever get used to the way you people think. The way you want me to think. mean you want me to live up to your standards. And mine
We have an announcement to make.
That is right. I've been so charmed by this charming lady and her charming boarding house that I've decided to become a member of this establishment. I am leaving the stinky Llanview motel and moving into the top room of this place tonight.
Ah, good. I guess she's going to be admitted to the hospital again.
Hey, hey, do I get a welcome home or not, huh? Hey,
Hey, listen, we loved it. I mean, if it were up to me, we'd still be down there for a while. I thought your word comes back. Well, I sure enough wanted to stay, but
Sure.
thank you very much. We had a wonderful time. You don't have to worry about losing all your money because I came out even at the gambling game.
Hey,
What
Congratulations.
I want to know is, did you bring me something back?
Did she take it all or what?
No.
Yeah, I brought you a present back. Don't worry, but you got to come over to our house to pick it up.
I want to hear all about the wedding trip, but I've got an emergency. I got to go.
Okay. Maybe over there, thanks.
Okay.
Later. Bye.
Oh, our father, doctor, why don't you have a speech and tell me what's going on? Most importantly, how are things for you, Jim?
Fine, just fine. What do you ask?
Just checking, just checking.
No, everything's just great. Listen, what I want to know is what's been happening around here.
Oh, well, actually, did you hear about Brian Kendall?
Yeah, I did. No, what I meant was I want to know about Lana. Has there been any more gossip?
Oh, well, I haven't heard a thing since the inquest.
Good, that's exactly what I wanted to hear.
I guess that since I'm your sister, people wouldn't exactly come up to me with gossip about you, but...
That's true.
No, I still haven't heard a thing about you and Lana.
What about Kathy Lord?
Nothing, no.
Huh? But she told us to donut. She hasn't forgotten. Oh, well, it doesn't matter. I mean, the jury acquitted me. There's nothing she can do about it.
That's right. Oh, there is one thing that you should know, but just that Dad asked me the other day if you've given Mom's ring to Jenny.
What did you say?
It's okay. I just said I didn't know. That was it.
Sam, I have nightmares about that ring. It's going to come back. It's going to haunt me, I know.
But Fred, remember when everything happened, the inquest was over, Mrs. McLean went to Lana's apartment and took all her personal things.
Yeah, I know. I just... Hey, look. I'm going over to the health club and check things out. Yeah, I'm going to go home. You want to come with me, get your present?
I'd like to, but I'm kind of trying to get a hold of Tony. I think I'll stay. Maybe I'll drop by later. I will, I promise, okay?
Okay. Take care, kid.
Okay, bye-bye. Listen, one thing, Bridget. Don't worry about the ring, you know? Don't.
See you later.
Eventually, Paul, with time,
Sure.
maybe you got away after the funeral. Would that help?
Edwina, I don't think anything is going to help at this point. But look, I'm going to go home. I think I've pressed you enough for one night. Can I give you a ride, or do you have your own car?
Hi.
How are you? Hi, Richard. Well, I was just going to call you when I got home. Have the police made any progress in finding that driver that killed Brian? Sorry, Paul, not that I know of. Right. Well, I'll let you take my place. Maybe you can be a more cheerful companion for Edwina. Hey, thanks for the shoulder.
Take care, Paul.
So, how are you?
Well, I seem to be the only person in town who isn't terminally depressed, from what I can tell.
Well, good. It's nice to see someone who has something to smile about, Edwina.
I'm smiling because I'm looking at you. And I'm not even going to ask you what's depressed you. I'm just going to see what I can do about changing your mood. And seeing that you smile, too. Oh, Jenny, what an awful thing to come home to.
Thinking about Paul and Pat. They must be going to...
Well, what about the funeral arrangements? I assume they've been made. Yes, Paul handles that. It's tomorrow at 12:30 at the Llanview funeral home.
Tell me, what do you two think? Do you think I ought to
to go? Do you want to? Yes, very much. Then go. But don't you think that Pat will resent the fact that I'm there? No, Kathy, I don't think she would. Really? Well, if anything, I think she'd appreciate the thought. Oh, come in, it's open. Oh, hi. Hey, look at that tan. I'm so jealous I could kill you. Oh, that's terrific. Yeah, well, I got a wonderful time.
Oh, really? Well, I kind of know that Brad stopped by on his way to the health club and he told us everything. He said how happy he was.
Oh, well, that's good.
Guess what? You have a surprise for me?
Oh, how did you know?
No, Brad told me, but it is a surprise. I don't know what it is.
Oh, okay, well, I'll just go into my room and get it.
All right.
Excuse me. Oh, I have something for you, Kathy. A present? No, your blue cardigan. You left it here last time you were over. I'll go get it. All right, I'll come with you. I'll tell Dad good night.
Oh, good.
Nanda, it's very nice to see you.
Oh, thank you. Nice to see you too, Mrs. Craig.
How's college?
Oh, it's not all that great, you know. Everyone says it's supposed to be so different from high school, but it really isn't.
Well, you know, once you get through with taking all the courses that are required, and then you can start taking the subjects you enjoy, you'll probably have a good time.
I know, but I'm kind of been sleeping through all... What is it? Oh, that ring, it's really pretty. Bridget,
Yes, it's beautiful. I'm quite fond of it.
yeah, where did you get that?
To me as a remembrance. Treasured, of course.
Next, on One Life to Live, Brad's alibi is falling apart.
What is that Kathy has the ring and she's wearing it?
Okay, well, now, wait a second. Who's going to recognize it? Is you? Is me?
And there's Dad.
And Edwina's setting a trap for Richard.
Now that you know all about me, do you still want to stay?
I'm just beginning to appreciate you, Edwina.
One Life to Live. Watch 30 minutes from now on ABC.
After you, ma'am.
Oh, no, sir, after you. And welcome to my humble abode.
Well, thank you. I've been here already, remember?
I was hoping you'd forget.
Why?
Because I got the impression that you got the impression that I was being rather forward that night. Am I making any sense?
Oh, barely. I didn't get that impression.
Good. Well, what can I get you for a nightcap?
Oh, what have you got?
Oh, Paul gave me some wonderful rum for Christmas. How about some of that?
No, thanks. I'll have some white wine, please.
Fine.
Hey, you mind if I put on a record?
No, help yourself.
What's your pleasure?
Anything except country and western. Ah, there's that look again.
What look?
The look you get every time you think about Becky. I know it's my fault for making that remark about country music. But really, Richard, when are you going to start being realistic about her?
What do you mean?
Never mind, just drink your
No,
drink.
no, really.
Never mind. Now, she might be wearing her hair differently now. I haven't seen her for a few weeks, but on the whole, I would say that's a very good likeness.
Dorian, did you get me all the way up here just to show me a picture of your sister?
How are you going to find a missing person if you don't know what they look like?
Are you really sure this is an emergency?
Don't you think it is?
Well, in the first place, I think, your sister, what's her name?
It's Melinda. Don't you ever take notes?
I do when I think it's important. Melinda is not under the law of a missing person.
Ed, how can you say that? She left the Compton Clinic this morning at 10 o'clock. It is now 12 hours
She's
later.
an
No.
adult of full age, of sound mind and body. She's entitled to go anywhere in the world she wants.
Ed, she's not of sound mind. That's the point I was trying to tell you on the phone.
Well, then why did the sanitarium release her?
Did you check the bus terminals and the airlines like I asked you to?
No, I didn't.
Why not?
Dorian, are you sure she was even coming to Llanview in the first place?
Did Donna's mother give you this gift? It's pretty. Oh, it's pretty. It's a garnet, isn't it? That's right. I mean, yeah, one of my friends has a birthstone. That's it, a garnet, and she has a ring just like that. I know.
You know, maybe Nana's birthstone was a garnet. Maybe that's why she had it.
Yeah. Although, you know, it's strange. I can't remember ever seeing her wear it. Well, it looks kind of old for her to wear. She probably realized that and, didn't want to...
Well, she loved antique jewelry, and it certainly is an antique. But then maybe she bought it just before she died.
Oh, well, I think probably it was an heirloom. One of those things that was too expensive just to wear. I just thought she might lose it or something. Oh, here we are. Oh, I couldn't find it. I was afraid that I'd left it out on the island or something. You really didn't have to do this, Jenny.
Well, I hope you like it. It's an awful long way to go to exchange it.
Oh,
Well, it's getting a little late. I think I better go.
Oh,
Nice to have you back home. Now, why don't you stop by some morning? Have coffee with me.
all right, I
before you go
will.
to work.
Thank you.
Okay, good night, Sam.
Good night.
Good night, Jenny.
30. Well, it's okay. You don't have to rush, do you? I mean, you can stay and have a cup of coffee or something.
Yes,
Right?
Brad.
When is he coming home?
Sorry.
Why? That was sort of nice.
I mean, there's a lady in one of those terribly sophisticated comedies that sucks out all the air, the oxygen from the air. And one of the other characters says about her that every time she walks into a room, all the plants die.
What's that got to do with you kissing me?
Well, when I did it, I could practically hear you gasping for air.
I didn't notice.
You never notice anything I do. It's as if you're far away, watching, kind of enjoying it with that silly little grin on your face.
I'm sorry. Oops. I'm sorry. Is that better?
See what I mean? I guess I just don't understand you, Richard.
Well, don't feel bad. I don't understand myself sometimes.
You mean you're not being deliberately mysterious?
Oh, of course not.
You never talk about yourself.
Oh, there isn't that much to say.
Well, most men like to talk about their backgrounds, their interests, where they've come from.
Well, my background isn't that much different than yours, Edwina.
Why do you say that?
Well, I don't know. I got that impression from the crowd you hung around with in college. The same sort of kids that I grew up with.
Richard, did you know that I had a full tuition scholarship at Princeton?
Hey.
And I also had one of those college loans that covers room and board, which I'm still repaying.
So we're gonna...
And I also made a lot of those very expensive-looking clothes that you saw me wear.
No kidding.
Do you know something else? I've never admitted that to another soul. And you don't seem to understand. My sister has no resources at all.
You mean financial?
Financial, emotional, intellectual, anything, you name it. She's childlike. She's absolutely helpless.
All right, let's run this back from the beginning. Now, when was the last time you saw Melinda?
The last time I saw Melinda was at the sanitarium a few weeks before Christmas. The place had become a cocoon for her, a kind of a womb, so I stopped paying for her care. I realized that was the only way that I could force the issue.
And you haven't seen her between then and now?
No. I wrote her this long letter telling her how much I wanted her to come and live with me. And I sent her an airplane ticket. Now, you would think that she'd have the courtesy to call me and let me know what time she'd be arriving.
And you say she left the sanitarium this morning.
Yes, but they didn't know what flight she was on.
Did they know if she planned to come to Llanview?
Oh, Ed, they didn't know anything. But I know she has to come here. She has no money. She's not able to support herself.
You think she resented your cutting off the payment for her treatment?
But I had to do it. If I didn't, she'd be there forever.
I'm not making a judgment, Dorian. I'm just asking.
Well, I suppose, yes. Maybe she was a little upset, but I really don't know.
Maybe that's the reason she didn't come to Llanview. I mean, right away. Well, why don't we just wait a couple of days and see what happens, and if she doesn't show up by then I will do some informal checking. I'll give her a description to the state police here in Ohio, and in the meantime, Dorian, don't worry, I think she's all right.
Ed, what do I have to do to get you to issue a missing persons bulletin?
Well, we need evidence of foul play or outright mental incompetence. Now, if you can get the sanitarium to issue an affidavit saying she's mentally incompetent...
No. They'd never do that.
I wouldn't think they would, seeing as how they just released her. Good night, Dorian. I can't find my way out.
Now that you know all about me, do you still want to stay?
Of course. I'm just beginning to appreciate you, Edwina.
Say, that's awfully pretty. You must have picked it out yourself. Well, Brad sort of helped me shop a little bit.
Do you mean to tell me you went down there on your honeymoon and then you ended up shopping for everybody else?
Oh, no, just for the family. Anyway, they told us that it always rains one day a week there, so we waited for that day, and then we went shopping in the morning. Want some more coffee?
No, thank you. Gosh, it must be 12:30. Where is he?
Maybe I ought to go down to the health club and drag him away from that desk.
Wait, I think I'll go down there. You know, on my way home. Maybe he needs help with something, or maybe he is bogged down with work. Jenny, I'm really awfully sorry that I kept you up so late. You know, 12:30, you probably have an early call tomorrow,
Oh,
too.
that's all right. I'll survive.
I'm going to tell him. I'm awfully annoyed him for not being home the night after your honeymoon. It's just, well, goodbye. Bye-bye.
One of those wives. Oh, Melinda. Hello.
Dorian, hi. I hope I didn't wake you up.
No.
Well, I remembered you said you turned off the telephone in your bedroom at night, so I figured that if you answered the phone, you'd still be up.
What is it, Edwina? Well, I just wanted to tell you that it worked.
It worked?
Dorian, I did wake you up, didn't I? No, it's just that I really have no idea. What are you talking about? You remember, you suggested that I should be more vulnerable with Richard. Well, that's what I did tonight. I told him my life story. What a terrible struggle it had been, and, well, I had to exaggerate it a little bit, but Dorian, he looked at me completely differently. Even the tone of his voice when he talked to me. Well, I'm delighted for you, Edwina, but do you think we could talk about it tomorrow at the office?
Well, of course, Dorian.
Oh, good. You see, I'm expecting a very important phone call on this line. Oh,
the office. All right.
Come on, Mama.
Yeah, hello, this is Lieutenant Hall. I'm going to be a little late getting in this morning. Are there any messages? Yeah, all right. I'll give her a call. Thanks. Hello? Mrs. Lord, please. This is Lieutenant Hall returning your call.
Here we go. You want anything else?
Oh, Clara, you know I don't have time to be sitting here drinking coffee. You realize I'm supposed to be at the Vernon's right now.
That's all right. Will is expecting me to be a little late.
Oh, he's in on this too.
Well, sorry. What is there for you to do after you get there?
Oh, you must be joking me. I mean, you know, Samantha's room is in a mess as usual.
And it will take you all 10 minutes to get it straight. And then you will plan the menu for dinner. Then you will get the breakfast dishes, and you will put them in the dishwasher. And from that point on, you have the rest of the day to yourself.
No, sweetheart, but Will might come home for lunch.
Oh, my, the challenge. Opening a can of soup, making a sandwich.
Clara, what are you leading up to?
Have you convinced her yet?
Well, I was just getting to the point. You were talking to Will just the other day and complaining that there was so little to do and saying that you felt like the family didn't need you anymore.
See, now Will has been telling tales out of school.
Oh, now, wait a minute, Sadie. She asked a direct question.
Why?
In the first place, I get the very definite feeling that you are restless at the Vernons because there is so little to do. And in the second place, there's been a new development here. Your old job is open.
Head housekeeper?
That's right.
Well, what happened to Mrs. Wilkerson?
She retired.
Of course, you wouldn't know anything about that. You're not about to retire, right?
Oh, and I never will either.
I know. That's why I made that appointment.
Appointment?
Yes, you have an appointment at 9 o'clock this morning in the administration office to talk about Mrs. Wilkerson's job.
Yeah, and from what I hear, all you gotta do is say yes, and you got it.
Oh, you children really have everything figured out.
Hey, wait a minute. Don't look at me. She masterminded the whole thing.
Come on, Mama. Drink up. We don't want to be late for that appointment, do we? Do you know how long I've been waiting out there? At least 5 minutes.
Yo, why didn't you give up and go away then?
Because it's 10:30. I have to talk to you.
10:30 a.m.?
Oh, you're really great state of mind.
Yeah.
Brad, just tell me something. Where were you last night?
I'm not sure.
All right, well, just don't try to lie to me and tell me you were working at the health club because I went by there and you weren't there.
Well, Sam, please, just don't tell Jenny, okay? I went to the club. I was going to work, and then, what's his name? Teddy Cochran stopped by. He'd been playing handball. You remember him? He sold us all that equipment.
Good old Ted, good old.
Yeah. And anyway, he said that I had cheated him out of bachelor's party. And so I don't know, before I could stop him, he was on the phone. He was calling all these guys.
Oh, Brad.
Well, what could I do? I couldn't turn him down.
Why not? Oh, never mind. Just go on and tell me where you ended up.
I'm not sure. They started. Oh yeah. We ended up at that new place across the river.
The Liberty?
That's it.
Isn't that the place with the bar and the stage of dancers? Yes, they get up there and they take off their clothes.
Yeah.
Oh.
It's a great name for that place, huh?
I'm ashamed of you, Brad.
Why?
What do you mean, why? You should have been home the night...
Look,
Jenny thought you were working late.
Sam, I didn't do anything, all right? I mean, you can't do anything in a place like that. You even touch one of the girls that got bouncers like this, they throw you right out.
I don't think that's the point.
Well, what's the point then?
Oh, I don't forget it, okay? We've got some big problems here, Brad. If you could get your head together, and you'll listen to me, then I'll explain.
Right. I'm together. Just don't talk too loud.
I know where Mom's ring is, Brad.
You're kidding. That's great.
No, it's not great. It was on Kathy Craig's finger. She was wearing it last night.
One Life to Live will continue in a moment. Next on General Hospital, the Corbins pray that Mark holds the key to their future.
We'll have it again. Our life together. Mark won't give it to us.
Mark may be a brilliant surgeon, but he's not God. And Laura strikes out at Leslie and Rick.
She feels guilty because of what she did to me. You took me away from the only mother that I ever knew.
General Hospital. Watch 30 minutes from now.
Kathy?
Yes, I guess I better put some good strong coffee on.
Kathy was wearing?
That's right. You have a pretty thoughtful wife here. She left the coffee all plugged in for you.
That's impossible.
I wish we'd thought of it. I mean, something that's possible. Thing that could have happened.
Wait, Sam, look, I can't think right now. Just tell me what happened, all right?
Okay. After the inquest and, all that, I guess, well, the police handed over all Lana's things to her mother. Okay?
Yeah.
With me?
Okay.
Then, Mrs. McLean, before she left, obviously, gave the ring to Kathy, I guess because Kathy was such a good friend of Lana.
Oh, why couldn't she have given her a bracelet or a wristwatch or anything? Why'd you have to give her that?
Brad, there's no point in that. The point is that Kathy has the ring and she's wearing it. It's not going to be very long until somebody recognizes it.
Okay, well, now, wait a second. Who's going to recognize it? Is you? Is me?
And there's Dad. He knows that Mom handed down the ring to you, and he knows, more importantly, that you got it from the lawyer after Mom died.
All right. Okay, just hold on a second. Let me think here.
Okay, but Brad, one thing, don't think that Kathy's not going to see Dad because she's still a patient of
All right, Sam, will you let me think?
Okay.
All right, I gave the ring. Listen, I gave the ring to Lana a long time ago, before we stopped seeing each other.
You didn't even have the ring then. Brad, I've been thinking last night and again this morning, if you had ever given a ring to Lana, I mean, she would have announced it to the whole world. You know that. Everybody would know.
Oh, Sam, just thanks a lot. You're a big help. You know that?
Look, I don't want you to fool yourself into thinking something.
All right. Wait a second now. All right. If Dad sees that ring, he's going to put two and two together. Or if he doesn't, Kathy will. Then they'll know that I lied. Coroner's inquest, they'll know that I was in Lana's apartment the night she died. Unless... How much time have we got? I mean, when is Kathy's next session with Dad?
I've already checked into that letter. I went to see his appointment book this morning. She's due in his office at 2 o'clock this afternoon.
And when Ed Hall finally got around to returning my call, he sounded as if he could care less. He casually mentioned that Melinda has only been missing less than 24 hours and that she's a mature adult who could come and go as she pleases.
Well, isn't that all true?
No. Oh, Will, if you knew her, you'd know how childlike she was. I mean, you have to make every single decision for her.
Well, according to Ramsey Overton, she's very self-sufficient.
Really? Then why did he turn Melinda out?
Dorian, he did not turn Melinda out. Look, when you decided not to pay her bills any longer, he could have sent her to a state hospital if he felt that she needed to be institutionalized or to a halfway house somewhere.
Will, what's your point?
The point is that he felt that she was certainly able to fend for herself. And obviously you'll feel the same way. Otherwise, I can't imagine that you would cut off her support.
Oh, Will, I thought she was coming to live with me. I wanted to be responsible for her. That was something I looked forward to. And I know she was on her way here, and I think something happened to her, and that's why I'm so upset.
I see. So you still feel that she'll come back to Llanview and accept crumbs from your table?
Well, it's really a very unkind thing to say.
How would you put it?
I don't know. I give up. I just don't think anyone understands me at all.
Dorian, has it occurred to you that maybe you're the one who doesn't understand? Look, you cut off Melinda's support because she wouldn't do exactly as you wished. So now she's turning the tables on you. She's letting you sweat it out for a change. I really can't blame her.
Will, she is an incompetent. When am I going to get anyone to realize that? But I'll tell you something. If Ed Hall doesn't get working on this pretty soon, I'm going to go to his superiors, or to the commissioner, or to the mayor if I need to. There is this girl wandering around the streets, and no one even cares about her. Whatever you do, don't drink the sassafras. What?
Your sister's quite an actress. I've never seen such a performance.
Well, I know she plays to your sympathy sometimes, but I don't think that she...
Plays for it? Jenny, she begs for it. She prostrates herself for it. All right. Look, I know that she's your sister. You're not going to say anything against her, but let me just tell you, I have never envied Larry Wallach being married to her.
Look, why don't we just try that zucchini bread, huh? I'll get some more coffee, okay?
Nightfall, we could come back here after the service. I think Pat is going to want us down for a few days anyway.
Well, let's wait and see how she feels about it, all right?
Fine.
I have a limousine waiting outside. Would you like to ride to the church with me?
Please. Darling, I really hope she's going to make it.
Friends, through his word, the Lord assures us that he will receive the immortal soul of Brian Kendall. In that spirit, this service of worship is a celebration of Brian's life on earth and the life everlasting into which he has now entered. And though we mourn his loss, we cling to that assurance which, ministering in his name, I affirm again to all of you, and especially to his parents, Patricia and Paul. All of this may seem small comfort to you in this moment, and you may ask why this tragedy had to happen, why God permits the kind of inhumanity which caused Brian to be taken from you. And I have no easy answers, only the knowledge that during his time on this earth, Brian lived a happy life, loving and being loved. And that the length of our stay on this earth is not as important as the quality of the life that is lived here. In Brian's case, a life more fulfilled and rewarding than that of those who struck him down, because they must live with that awful knowledge the rest of their days. Let us pray. O God, who are the Father of all the families of earth, look with compassion upon this bereaved family and pour your heavenly comfort into their hearts. Help them by faith to see this child over whom they grieve safe in that home where sin and sorrow cannot enter. Grant this through him who loved little children and blessed them, even your Son, Jesus Christ our Lord. Amen.
Precious Lord, take my hand, lead me on, let me stand lest I fall. Take my hand, precious Lord, and lead me on. Take my hand, precious Lord, lead me on. Let me stand. I am tired. I am weak. Oh, I'm so worn. Through the storm, through the night, lead me on to the light. Take my hand, precious Lord, and lead me on.
May the grace of the Lord Jesus Christ, the love of God, and the communion of the Holy Spirit be with you all. And now would you all please keep your seats until the immediate family has left the chapel. Cemetery, aren't you?
Yes.
I think that's very wise. I think Pat will need all the support she can get.
Darling, will you go ahead? I'll be right with you. Tony, I'm so sorry. Come and ride with us, won't you? Order another drink.
Compliments to that gentleman over there.
I hope you don't mind, but watching you, I figured you need at least just one to help you get yourself together. Eddie, would you bring my drink over here, please? Or do you mind? Because I also think that you shouldn't be alone right now.
Oh, thank you. I just came from a friend's funeral.
Oh. Heavy scene, huh?
Mm-hmm. Just didn't feel like traipsing out to the cemetery and then going to the house and giving my condolences to to those people and being with people who couldn't give
You
you...
know, I think they had the best idea in the old days. You know, just throw a rip-roaring wake. Everybody get drunk, sing, dance. Never anything except dwelling on what happened. Oh, yes, thank you, Eddie. So, my name's Wayne, by the way.
My name is Karen, by the way.
Cheers, Karen.
Cheers, Wayne.
No, that we don't need. Now, you know, I've told Eddie to get rid of that thing because it's not right for the atmosphere of this place. I'll tell you what, Karen. Let's go to my hotel suite. You can order anything you wish there. Put on a little quiet music. What do you say? Before we left for the cemetery, he looked so left out.
What's going to happen? You think they're going to get married?
I have no idea.
I think they should. I mean, after a decent interval.
Except that sometimes a tragedy like this changes the way people feel about each other. And so when two people like Pat and Paul have lived through and shared such an experience, it very often deepens their relationship.
I wonder if that's what Tony was thinking. He looked like he had lost everything. Pat, Ryan, everything. Oh, listen, I think I'll cook something to eat, okay? Why don't you help me with that? Come on.
Sure.
Darling, what are you thinking?
I just can't help wondering if any of them can ever have happy or fulfilled lives again.
Oh, are you sure you won't stay and have some dinner with us?
No, Vicky. Thanks, just the same.
All right, well, if you change your mind, I'll be upstairs. If you want to stay.
No, I have some things to do. I have to go. Will you be coming back to work soon?
I don't know. I haven't even thought of that.
Yeah. Suppose there's no point rushing it.
No.
Well, if there is anything that I can do for you, let me know.
was hoping you would talk Paul into staying.
I didn't even try. Everything he did today was just going through the motions. Because he's a kind and decent man. You see, the truth is, I'm alone. I have no one left. And I know more tears to cry.
I wouldn't do that if I were you.
You what?
Getting a man in bed and then emptying his pockets. Very old number, Karen. You can make a lot of money like that. Or you could get your neck broken.
Did you go on, Dr. Freud? I'm fascinated.
Well, the other night we did some pretty serious talking, right?
Yes.
Well, I think that's the problem.
Maybe because I opened up to you?
Yeah. I think you're suffering from a severe case of overexposure.
Sorry, Richard. You flunkers, Freud. Your analysis is all wrong. Now, break time is over. I have to get back to work.
Now, wait a minute. The other night you let me in on a part of you that very few people have seen. As far as I can tell, that was virgin territory.
Well, right now, I'm sorry I ever let you in.
You were sorry the minute after you told me, Edwina. You were embarrassed because you revealed yourself to me, and you've been putting distance between us ever since.
Well, I'm not used to telling people about what my background was really like.
Yeah, I know. It doesn't fit in with your image, does it? Edwina, it was beautiful.
Beautiful that I pretended to be rich, pretended to have bought all those clothes that I actually stayed up night after night to sew.
Look, you did what you thought you had to do, but what I thought was beautiful was that you felt you could tell me about it.
Did you really like the person you got a glimpse of?
Yeah, I liked her a lot. I'd like to see a lot more of her.
Well, maybe if you came by to dinner tonight, you might see more of her.
I'd love it. I'm talking about what could happen to you for stealing my money.
Listen, you son of a... All I wanted to do was open the present that you got for me.
The present is not in my pocket.
I know, it was underneath your trousers. Look, see? Thank you so much. Well, what's the matter? Don't you believe me?
I'm not sure.
What kind of woman do you think I am, anyway?
Well, you're not cheap. That I am sure about. In fact, you're pretty expensive.
Well, I like nice things. I like expensive things, but I don't have to steal money to get them.
Yeah, well, I don't know. I've met prostitutes who look like they just came out of a church and robbed you blind.
Wait. You think that you're insinuating that I'm a...
I don't insinuate. Insinuate nothing. I know you are. That's what you are.
How could you... I am not one of those. How could you even think that?
How could I think it? I think that because you let me pick you up in a bar in the middle of the afternoon. We came here, we went to bed, and for your services, I gave you this little present. Now, that doesn't add up to you being a prostitute.
No, you see, I'm a woman who
Gets what?
lonely. And sometimes
Sometimes you pick up strange men, and you prostitute yourself to get them.
Strange men is right. Like men who don't know how to handle a woman, or jerks who think they're going to get ripped off.
Hey, Aaron, I think you better get out of here.
Funny thing, I was just leaving.
money. Oh, that is really beautiful. You know that I can get more money in a month than you can make in a year.
Oh, hey, that's a lot of tricks to turn.
No, I happen to know some very rich, some very influential people in this
Oh,
town.
yeah, all of them male, too, I'll bet.
No, one of my closest friends happens to own the biggest mansion in this city. And I was living there up until just yesterday. Where the hell are my shoes?
Yeah.
Thank you so much. All I wanted to do was have a good time. Forget about today. Forget about the funeral. Forget about everything. Well, so long. Buster, it's been charming.
Wait a second.
What is it?
You forgot something.
Keep it. Give it to your wife. Maybe you can bribe her. God knows she needs some incentive to go to bed with you. Hello, Becky. Wayne and Miss Lord's looking for you. The mood she's in, I don't think it's to give you a raise. Thank you. Richard,
Yeah, I'd win later. Good afternoon, Rebecca. Don't care about me, huh? Well, if that wasn't jealousy on your face, Rebecca Leon, I'd like to know what it was.
not a clue. It was totally mysterious.
But it sure enjoys acting like a little boy sometimes, doesn't he? Just got surprised.
Well, apparently it's good news, so at least I don't have to worry all this time.
Yeah, I wonder what it is.
I don't think he's due for one. And he got a raise a couple of weeks ago, so...
He's gonna have to wait until he gets here to figure that out.
which is obviously his plan.
You know what? I bet you he wouldn't tell you that on the phone so he could see that lovely expression on your face when he does tell you.
Maybe just to get even with him, I ought to frown, no matter what his news is.
Oh, you and Ed have a wonderful marriage, don't you? Well, don't you?
We have a very good marriage.
Well, sure, from being wonderful.
Oh, I don't know. We love each other very much. We are very secure. We have fun together. I don't know what more we could want. I guess it's just that the word that you used struck me as inappropriate.
Well, now I know something more this marriage could have. Children. What's so funny about that?
Nothing. I just know you, and I know that you don't think that there's a marriage on this planet that would be complete without children.
Oh, that's not true. Now, because I know some marriages that are so bad, I wish they did not have children. Because all they do is just make their children's lives miserable. Well, sweetheart, you and Ed.
Oh, I don't know, Mama.
Well, I'm certainly glad that I don't feel that way because, you know, if I did, you would not be standing there right now. You know, sweetheart, of all the heartaches and all the despair, whatever that you, if any, that you ever caused me, I wouldn't trade it for nothing in this world. Because of all the joy you get in just seeing your child grow. You know, and all that little wonder in your face as you look at it every day. Well, that makes up for everything. But I tell you, there is no experience in the world like being a parent. And if that marriage is good, then you just get closer together.
End of sermon.
Oh, honey, did I get carried away?
You always do on that subject.
Well, that's one thing. You speak very little of, and you always get off the subject.
I guess that's because I'm confused. In a way, I want a baby. In another way, I don't. And I think Ed feels about the same.
Hey, now, what's all this don't? What's that all about?
When I married Ed, Josh came with him, and I had my hands full. Now that Josh is away at college, I miss him. Oh, I miss him. But it has its compensation. Fewer duties, more freedom.
Yes, honey, but that was a little while ago. But what I'm talking about is, you know, a child of your own. A little baby.
I don't know what kind of a mother I would make. Maybe I resent being one. Maybe I've gotten set in my ways, gotten used to all that freedom.
Set in your ways. Oh, don't you go rushing into middle age now. Because if you do, you know that will just make me older.
I'm sorry.
Oh, smiles and laughter. Laughter and smiles. That's good. That's good. That's good. That's good. Maybe I should have gotten some champagne and cigars. But you ladies don't smoke cigars, do you?
Oh, come on now. Cut out all the clowning and tell us what's going on.
Hey, now, you're not too big to whip, you know.
Uh-oh. Okay. Okay. Guess who called me today?
I give up.
Mr. Joseph Reinhardt.
Well, are we supposed to say congratulations or what?
Come on, Joe Reinhardt, the party leader of the 19th District.
Oh, right.
Yeah.
What did he want?
Well, he wanted to know if I'd be interested in running for the city council.
Oh, what? That's wonderful.
Yeah.
Oh,
Well, it's a real ego trip, all right. Seems old man Grimley died, left a vacant seat on the city council, and they want to back me in their special election. How about that?
Oh, I'm so proud of you. What are you going to tell him?
Oh, well, I don't know. It gave me the weekend to think it over.
oh, but Ed, you'd make a great councilman. You know the problems of this city, and you care about them. And that's exactly what we need on the council.
Exactly. You are going to tell him yes, aren't you?
I don't know. I haven't had my weekend of thought yet.
But it's a fabulous step up.
Well, if I won. And on the other hand, right now I have a good job that's secure, which I like, and which I would have to give up in order to run. Plus the fact that now I would have to give up my pension and all that seniority I've accumulated.
I don't see no job where people run around shooting off guns all that secure.
And who cares about the pension?
Oh, well, you might, when you're old and gray and there's no money coming in.
Sometimes you can be too practical. Really, you're much too young to be playing it safe. I think it's a wonderful opportunity, and I think you should grab it.
Well, I think I'm going to think about it very calmly, very deliberately. And I also think that maybe we should not discuss it until I've had a chance to think, okay?
Why did I ever give Lana that ring the night she died? And why did Lana's mother have to give it to Kathy? If Dad ever sees it on Kathy's finger, he's gonna know.
Oh, Brad.
Hi, Anna.
Oh, I'm sorry I didn't knock, but I saw the car drive out, and I thought you both gone.
That's all right. Jenny just went off to the grocery store. Hey, what do we got here? Cookies.
Yes, I thought I'd leave them as a surprise, so, surprise.
Okay, thank you. Hey, fill up a supper here.
Oh, thanks. Oh, I must admit, I just baked them to keep myself busy.
What's wrong? You got time heavy on your hands there?
No, it's things on my mind. I keep thinking about Brian's funeral. The look on Pat's face. Tony, Paul. It's all so appalling.
Yeah, no. And while the minister was speaking, my mind drifted back to when I was 12, who I thought I was. And I thought about all the cars I'd run out in front of, laughing like, just like it was a game. And I always won. That made me feel good.
Love of dangerous challenges?
I guess so, yeah. I guess that's what I was thinking about. Hey, tell me about Kathy. I understand she's gotten a very exciting job with this new magazine. Pulse, what is that?
Yes, she's very pleased about it. She called me a little while ago to tell me how well her interviews went in New York.
What, you mean she's back already?
Yes, evidently things moved a lot faster than she thought they would.
Oh.
Oh, Brad.
Oh, yeah. Hey, dummy, didn't anyone tell you not supposed to buy groceries in your condition?
What condition is that?
You're newlywed.
Hi, Anna. Hi, darling. I brought you some cookies. Oh, that's nice. And now I could go start dinner. Oh, all right. Later. Okay, bye. Bye.
Bye-bye. I thought you'd never leave again.
Oh, don't say that about Anna.
Oh, what took you so long, huh?
It wasn't that long. It was only a half an hour or so.
Well, it seemed like an eternity.
Oh. Well, I'll help you put away the groceries, okay?
Yes, ma'am.
Oh, I meant to tell you, I ran into Kathy today at the supermarket. She was so excited about that new job.
Yeah?
Yeah.
Excited how? I mean, was she like, like manic excited or sort of low-key excited?
I don't know. Normal excited. What? It's a weird question. What are you thinking?
I don't know. It's just that, seems to me, Kathy's, every time I see her, she's changing, you know? She's got this sort of quiet desperation about her. I don't know. It's just that it's like she's going to go off the deep end at any moment.
You know what you are? You're paranoid. It's all because of that trial and the inquest and Lana's death and everything. Really, nothing could be further from the truth. She's positively glowing. She's so happy about the job. She's fine, really.
Listen, Dawn, I just remembered I've got a plumber coming in to check the boiler at the health club. It hasn't been working right, and he's supposed to be there 5 minutes ago.
Okay. All right.
I love you.
Well, when are you going to be back?
Hey, you know, just because I stayed out late the first night that we came back from our honeymoon, that doesn't mean I'm going to make a habit of it.
I just meant in terms of dinner.
I don't know. I'll call you, all right?